Hello everyone. Sorry I'm a little out of breath. I went down the stairs like 6 times. Well, I want to show you something. Are you ready? There it is. Not all done, obviously. Yeah, that was scary, wasn't it? A little for me. The wings are not glued on. I wanted to show you guys what it looked like with the wings on it. The wings are not glued on. It sounded like one of the knobs broke, and that scared me for a minute. So I know I cannot pick it up by the knobs. The pins for the wing supports. There we go. So now you can see it. Is it ready for primer? No. Is it close to ready for primer? Yes. Very close. I have not glued on this part, the canopy. The wings are going to get painted separately. Now one of the problems I have here with the wings is they don't fit on quite right, and I got to fix that. Yeah. They're close, but they're not quite right. And here's what's wrong. I'm going to pull the other one off, and I have a teeny bit of seam filling to do on this one. This one's good, so let me put it aside. Okay, a couple of things when you go to glue all these parts on the ship. Read the directions. I did not, and I got bit on a couple of the parts. Okay, let me give you the part numbers. I'm looking through the directions. Okay, it's part number 35 and 34. They run here and here, and they have to be glued down before you glue these big parts here down. The ones with the big vents or whatever they are on them. If you don't glue those down first, you can't put these on. I mean, you can't put them on if you glue these down first. I glued these down first. I still got them on. I cut some of the locator pins off. That works, but it's easier to glue them down first. So read the directions. This part up here has 4 parts that go on it. Okay? Well, read the directions, because this part here and this part here have to go on before you assemble everything. Those 2 parts are 15 and 16. Make sure you put 15 and 16 on first. And like everything on this kit, I glue the pins first, then glue the seams. What I mean by the seams are, this part right here had 3 locator pins, so I've used the Tamiya orange on the locator pins. Pushed it down in there as well as I could, then used the green along the seam edge to finish it and held it in place. I have clamps that'll fit here. They're bar clamps. They're downstairs for furniture making. I didn't bother to get them. I just sat here and held it for a minute or 2. Okay? Same thing's true with all these parts on here. Pins first and then the seams. It's what I had to do. This part's really strange, so just take your time with it. That is part number 30. Part 30 is really strange, so take your time with that. Okay? But, all in all, it went together really well. I mean, it took me about a half hour to put all these together. Now, the problem with the wings, that's on the sides here. So, let me zoom the camera a bit, and I have to reach the camera to do this. This camera is not good with the remote. Okay, these triangular shapes fit down around the locator pins. These locator pins are on the bottom part. Triangular shapes are the top part. And if I turn it sideways, you might be able to see it if the camera focuses in the right spot. These rub against the pins and jut out, and I have to get them flush. The wings won't sit on correctly, I'm pretty sure, unless those are flush. Now, I did not fix that beforehand. Test fitting the 2 halves together is troublesome because they fit together very tightly. And I'd only do it once or twice. I noticed there was an issue with it, but I put it on the back burner in the back of my head. And well, now the issue's biting me because I've glued everything together. Okay? Yeah, I left the stand hole there because it looks like it belongs. Seam work on the bottom halves, I think I might touch the seams here. But I'm going to leave them across here. Same thing on the front. I'm going to leave them on the front because they look like they belong. So I might just leave the seams. They don't, I mean, they really do look like they belong. The seams on the side when you put the wings on look like they belong, so I'm leaving them as well. And I may hide them by putting some styrene on there. But these, I can get them to move in, but they want to stay out. So what happens is they're too tight in there. I'm going to have to get an X-Acto knife and carve it to relieve some pressure. Now, it really doesn't matter if you leave a gap in there because the wings fit on there so tight, you won't see it. Now, I did glue one side down and it popped back out on its own. So I'm going to have to get in here and do something about it. I'm going to take the X-Acto knife and try to carve it a little bit. The problem is the U on the top, where it goes around the pin, fits too tight. That's the problem. It'll relieve pressure on the hole on trying to separate too. So it's a good thing to do. Just want to let you guys know, does she still light up? Well, I have to plug in a wall wart because, no I don't. We can do it this way. Remember the short I was showing you guys in the video? The glue fixed it. That is a wonderful thing that the glue fixed it. Okay? So let me get some power and get the power jack plugged in. And you can see, that's the power jack. You can see that still lights up. And the fiber optics are still on. That's the power jack. I know that's the power jack. Okay, how do I know? I'll show you. Okay. Oh boy. I'll be back. Technical problems. Okay. Technical problems were not on the end of the model. The power strip I plugged the power jack into, the wall wart, was turned off. But you can see I'm moving it around everywhere, so that was a short, and I'm moving this around everywhere. That short was not in the plug on the model. She's spinning all over the place on this jack. And if there was a short, it would be showing on the inside of the model. So it's not on the inside of the model, okay? That jack needs to be rewired. So there you go. The glue fixed the short. The short was there because the solder was a little weak. Putting the glue all over it reinforced the solder and held it in place. So we're good there. It's sealed up in there. No one's going to be touching it anymore, so there's no reason for it to move. So this is where I'm at with it. Sorry I didn't videotape a lot of this. Camera was downstairs and I wanted to just work. So I did. Instead of going and getting the camera. I had very little time to work on it today. So I took what little time I had and did my thing. Alright, I'm going to get the pressure relieved on these over here. Get them settled down in. Once that's done, I'm going to figure out if there's any seam filling to do. And then I'm going to get busy on the TIE Fighter. Tomorrow's TIE Fighter day. All day long, nothing but TIE Fighter. I got to get the TIE Fighter to the place where this is. Back later.